Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to another video. My name is Chef Lance with Deja Food and Decor. I want to say thank you to all of my Deja Foodies who have subscribed to this channel. If this is your first time on my channel, Deja Food and Decor TV, I ask that you hit the subscribe button right now as well as the notification button to see when new videos are loaded by Deja Food and Decor. Today I have a wonderful recipe for you guys. It's my grilled shrimp and chicken Tuscan pasta Alfredo. I know I promised you guys that I would be coming to you today with the 100 subscriber celebration, but I am gonna have to move that date back. I know guys, I'm sorry. Listen, there's been so much going on and I've had so much progress here in Atlanta with moving Deja Food and Decor, and you will see a lot of new content. That's why I'm moving the date back. And I do apologize, but I will re-announce that date really soon on one of my upcoming videos that will post this week. Let's jump right into the recipe. Okay guys, this is my creamy Tuscan chicken pasta topped with grilled shrimp and served with a buttery brown sugar croissant. Okay, let's take a look at the ingredients that will be needed for your grilled shrimp and chicken Tuscan pasta. Okay, we're going to need about 4 chicken breasts. I'm using about 4 chicken breasts. You want to get your shrimp deveined and clean. You want to have some Italian seasoning. I use sun-dried tomatoes. We have heavy whipping cream there because we're going to make this Alfredo sauce, this creamy sauce from scratch. So we would need Parmesan cheese. You're going to need some olive oil. You can use your pasta of choice. I'm going to use fettuccine. And I just have some chicken broth as well as some fresh spinach here also. First thing you want to do is you want to prep your chicken. So what I do is I just take my chicken breast and I actually cut my chicken breast into, I guess you can call it slices. You don't want it to be too thick because you want it to be able to like actually saturate the sauce and give all of that good flavor even throughout the bite of chicken. But you do want to have them at a good size. Now you can kind of cut yours up in cubes. You know, I've even seen people prep the beginning part of this with the chicken breast as whole chicken breast and actually saute the whole chicken breast and then cut it up. So you just kind of maneuver however you want to. I like to cut my chicken breast up first so that when I actually saute my chicken breast, I'm getting that good coating around all of the bite that I'm going to be putting inside that creamy Alfredo sauce. Now you just want to coat your pan with olive oil, and we're going to take those chicken pieces and actually place them inside your pan, and we're going to go ahead and start to brown those pieces. As those begin to brown, you want to go ahead and add in just a little bit of your Italian seasoning. You can salt and pepper to taste. I wouldn't go really heavy on the salt, but you can salt and pepper to taste at this point as well while the chicken is browning. When that chicken really gets to going, you want to go ahead and put in your garlic right here and go ahead and get that garlic all seared in with those chicken breasts. And then we want to just let those chicken breasts continue to sear until they're done. You don't want them too dried out, so I just cook them until they're right at the peak of being done, and then I pull them out. Okay, I'm honest, I do cheat when it comes to grilling my shrimp. I like to use my George Foreman. So I just pull my George Foreman out. I got a double-sided George Foreman. It's a good product to have, especially when you're at home and you just want to throw some steaks or some pork chops on the grill or some shrimp. You won't get that mesquite or that charcoal taste like using a traditional or conventional grill, but it will definitely get the job done. Now, all I'm basically doing is spraying down my George Foreman with a non-stick spray. I've basically skewered my shrimp and I've seasoned my shrimp. So I'm just going to set those boys on the George Foreman and close the George Foreman down. And this does not take long at all. I promise you the George Foreman gets it done, and it gets it done quick so that in no time you have these beautiful babies skewered and grilled, seasoned to perfection, and ready to go on our Tuscan chicken pasta. Meanwhile, we have some water boiling that we're going to put our noodles in. Now, you can use whatever type of noodles you want to use for this dish. I happen to be using fettuccine just because I like the whole fettuccine type of noodle anytime I'm doing like a white, creamy, or Alfredo sauce. So I'm just going to boil my fettuccine noodles and get those ready so that once we've completed our sauce, we can put those right into the pot. Okay, and now it's time for us to work on our sauce, our creamy sauce. So what I've basically done here is I basically use about a cup of heavy whipping cream, and then I use about maybe like a little bit under a half a cup, I'll probably say a fourth cup of chicken broth. And I allow that to come to a boil. Once that actually comes to a boil, or gets near the boiling point, that's when I'm gonna go ahead and put in my Parmesan cheese. And I usually start out with about a half a cup of Parmesan cheese, but you can do a little bit, maybe like 3/4 cup of Parmesan cheese in that, just depending on how creamy you want it to be. Okay, now you're gonna see me putting in some salt. I do about 2 teaspoons of salt, and then I'm also putting in some black pepper. And you can do freshly ground pepper. And it's basically, if you're gonna do freshly ground, just do a couple of turns. If you're gonna do regular black pepper, you wanna do about a teaspoon, and you wanna whisk that in as well. Now, I myself actually like my sauce very cheesy, so I'm going to add in a little bit more of the Parmesan cheese, and I'm going to stir that into my mixture and allow it to actually merge with the sauce. Once that simmers down, your sauce will begin to thicken. So when it begins to thicken and get good form or good thickness to it, we know that it's ready to move forward with the sauce. Okay, so here I've basically taken a half cup of sun-dried tomatoes. If you like a whole lot of sun-dried tomatoes, you can do 3/4 cup. And then I'm gonna let that actually sit in the sauce for just a couple of minutes. And then I'm gonna add in my fresh spinach. Now, I'm actually using about a full cup of fresh spinach because I like to have a lot of spinach in each bite. But the recipe really calls for about a half a cup of fresh spinach. I use anywhere from a cup to maybe like a cup and a fourth of fresh spinach. You're just going to go ahead and stir that spinach in and allow that spinach to actually wilt into that sauce. So you just mix the spinach and allow the spinach to simmer down and actually wilt into the sauce. Once the spinach has wilted into the sauce, you want to go ahead and add in your chicken that you sauteed earlier. Go ahead and add all of those chicken pieces in, and you actually just want to go ahead and stir that sauce again to get the chicken coated and allow the chicken to simmer down in the sauce. And I actually let it simmer down in the sauce for about 5, maybe like 5 or even 10 minutes before I actually add in my pasta. Once you've given it all time to simmer down, you're going to have a rich, creamy sauce with the sun-dried tomatoes and the spinach and the chicken in there. You just want to pull your fettuccine noodles or whatever type of noodles that you actually boiled and prepared, and you want to add your noodles to the pan. Once you add the noodles to the pan, you just want to make sure that you coat those noodles really well in that creamy sauce, allowing it to actually absorb all of the rich flavor with the garlic and the chicken and the sun-dried tomatoes as well as the spinach. You want to just let it all just saturate those flavors. And I go ahead and I cover my skillet and I allow that to simmer for about 5 extra minutes, and then I just cut off the heat from underneath the pan. Once you've allowed that to just settle and sit for about 5 good minutes, you can go ahead and take the top off and you're ready to serve. And I actually did put a couple of green onions right on the top of that, so that's just a finishing touch. A couple of fresh green scallions that I actually chopped up I just put that right on the top of those. So once I plate everything, I plate the Tuscan chicken creamy spinach pasta, and I actually go ahead and top that with one of the grilled shrimp skewers, and I actually just do croissants, and I just mix a butter and brown sugar mixture and actually brush the top of those croissants and just let them sit in the oven. And they're just regular croissants that I've bought from the grocery store, but they make a fabulous addition to this meal. So there you have it. That's Deja Food and Decor's Tuscan chicken shrimp pasta with a buttery brown sugar croissant. So listen, I hope you guys have a great time with this recipe. I hope you and your family enjoy this recipe. And most of all, thank you for tuning in to yet another video. Again, if you have not yet, hit the subscribe button as well as the notification button to see when new videos are loaded here at Deja Food and Decor TV. I'll see you next video.